Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Christine Davis, the Executive Director for the Carlsbad Village Business Association, and this is our second virtual Village Voices. We're very excited to be bringing this to you. It's a bit of a different format for us, so we hope you enjoy. Until we can meet again in person, we're going to continue virtual meetings as much as we can on location. It didn't seem that long ago that we had 80 people in the New Village Arts Theater for Village Voices, having coffee, networking beforehand, guest speakers, and an hour presentation. So this is a little different for all of us, but we're doing the best we can. And as we say, it looks a little different, right? So what I would like to do is let you know that we do have a very small, socially distanced live audience here. Pete, if you can just swing over. We have Sherry Alvarado on the left there, one of our board members for CVA and volunteer extraordinaire for many years. And next to her is Colleen Margus, again, volunteer extraordinaire. These two women have literally helped us keep the farmers market going since it started back up with the pandemic. On my right here, I have David Graham, the Chief Innovation Officer for the City of Carlsbad, and we'll be chatting with him just briefly. Second part of our little get together here. And to my left, we have Mark Coulombe, our Director of Development. Many of you already know Mark. He works with our membership program, our events. Basically, he and David are two of the people who make me look really good. So I'm glad to have both of them here today. So our format, before I continue, how excited is everybody that we're in the purple tier? All right, there we go. That was quite unexpected yesterday. David sent me a text that it was pending, coming down the pike possibly, and then it was official. So I was taken by surprise. I can't wait to get my hair cut. So I'm extremely excited. And I know a lot of our businesses today, I received some texts and emails and people said, we'd love to be there at Virtual Village Voices, but we need to get our business open. So format, again, we're going to do a few updates, talk with David, and then we're going to meet Mary Devlin and her husband and basically get a little sneak peek into Barrio Glassworks and watch a live glass blowing demonstration. You'll see some things going on in the background while we're having this meeting. I do want to point out that Virtual Village Voices is really made possible by Pete Sandy, the man behind the camera. He can't turn the camera around on him, but Pete's a member business with CVA, and he's worked with us on Flicks at the Fountain and quite a few other projects. And without his generosity and donating his time, all of his equipment, and being here, CVA would not be able to do Virtual Village Voices. So thank you, Pete. We appreciate that so much. And I've said it before, more now than ever, businesses are going virtual, will be staying virtual in many respects. You need to know a good audio-visual guy. And Pete is that person, whether you need a live streamed event, a training video, maybe a 30-second sizzle reel for Instagram, Facebook, or your website. These are all things that Pete can do for you. So he is listed on our website as AV Works, and I'm happy to give you his contact information as well. Let me real quickly introduce our board of directors. And Pete, if you could pull up the slide. We just have our 9 members listed, and from our chair, our vice chair, our secretary treasurer, and our board members. And I could not do what I do without them. So they are my bosses in effect. Thanks, Pete. All right, let's go on and talk a little bit about events. And I can actually use the word event. Again, looks a little different, but it is an event. Our 4th annual Heart of the Village Blood Drive, Saturday, February 13th. Now, thanks to our board member, Heidi Willis of Willis Orthodontics, this is something we started 4 years ago. I am happy to say that our bus from the San Diego Blood Bank is completely sold out, and we didn't even have time to do our posters and get out and promote it. Just from social media and word of mouth, we made 35 appointments in record time. They said it was absolutely amazing. If you're interested in donating blood, please email me. And I'm going to have my email address on in the chat room, but I think most of you know it, chris@carlsbad-village.com. Would love to start a wait list. So if you want to give blood, donate blood, please let me know and we can try to hook you in there if we have any cancellations. Then what I want to tell you about another event. From February 6th through February 20th, we're partnering with Barrio Glassworks to do the first ever glass blowing treasure hunt in the village. And it's called Follow Your Heart. So Pete, if you'll kind of pan over, Mark is, he has a tray of the hearts that Mary and some of the artists are blowing for us. And these are all going to be dated and numbered, and they're going to be hidden in some iconic places throughout the village. And on our website, you'll be able to get some clues, go on your own virtual treasure hunt. And then if you find one, and we're hoping just everyone will only take one, then you can register it online and we'll have some prizes that people can win. So that'll be going on again, February 6th through the 20th. And it's very similar to projects like in Block Island, Maryland, or Lincoln City, Oregon, where they do glass float hunts, and a lot of fun. So we're hoping this is the first of many. And then our third event is not entirely firmed up yet. So we're working on all the details, but it is a temporary art project that we're working with the Cultural Arts Office on, and it will be partnering local artists and businesses throughout the community. And again, it's more of a virtual, so it's a way to get out, have some fun, meet the businesses, learn about glass blowing, learn about the artists who are involved, and do so in a very safe way. And then soon we'll be doing flicks at the fountain, and we'll all be in the parking lot, packed in, shoulder to shoulder, having a lot of fun soon, right? I hope. I want to highlight a couple quick things on the recovery effort, and then we're going to turn this over to David, who's got more information than I can share. I'd like to first talk about the California Relief Grant. I received many emails yesterday and text messages. We all, CVA included, received emails saying, we received your application, you've been waitlisted, you're being pushed into round 2. And a lot of people were concerned, and that was very disappointing. I'm choosing to look at it positively, though. That means that they got your application, because emails a week ago were, I can't tell if they got my application. So I would say, even though you're in round 2, that's okay. At least you know that the application has been received. The second thing is the county stimulus grant is still open for our district. We're District 5. 2, 3, and 4 have already allocated all of their funding and are no longer accepting applications, but District 5 is still open. It's a free, forgivable grant, and I highly recommend you consider it. And then the third thing, and David will talk a little bit, I believe, more about this. The PPP program is open again, the payroll protection plan. And even if you have applied and received money, you can apply again. So that is great news. And now I think that's everything that I have at this time. And what I'm going to do is turn it over to David. Again, it's David Graham, Chief Innovation Officer for the City of Carlsbad. And David and I first got to know each other in March when the pandemic started. The city manager said, how can we help you? What can we do for the businesses? And David's now been there every step of the way. So every bit of information we give you has probably come from or been vetted by David. So you can't get a better source there. So thank you for being here. And rather than ask questions, I think I might just let you do your thing.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Christine. And it is great to be here with everybody on a beautiful day outside, and a day that is in the positive direction, I think, regarding what has been an incredibly difficult time for all of our businesses, for our residents. I mean, there is no question that there's just been such an incredible impact. And I want to thank Christine. I want to thank the partnership also with Visit Carlsbad, with the Chamber of Commerce. This is the, I think, highest degree of collaboration we have ever had with our businesses and our business organizations. And it is really due to being open and communicating. And frankly, the recovery and revitalization efforts associated with COVID-19 are directly related to ideas that are coming from the business organizations coming from our businesses. You really have, through 2 surveys that we've done, through one-on-one discussions and calls, have really helped to guide the city's $5 million economic recovery and revitalization initiative. So I want to thank you all. I mean, we started at the very beginning. Within a week of the pandemic being a local state of emergency being declared, there were 2 city council members tasked with working with us on this. We put a lot of effort and have put forward quite a few different programs that I want to talk about right now. It is really good news to see that the data regarding over the next 4 weeks, what ICU capacity will be, hospitalization capacity. The governor talked quite a bit yesterday about the trends moving in the right direction. And I think we can all hope that that is not going to reverse with more vaccinations occurring, with the ability to continue progressing through the tiers. We are excited to get our businesses back and open. And I want to thank everyone who's participated in our Stay Safe, Stay Open campaign. That has really been the vast majority of our businesses helping keep our community safe. And I want to thank you all for that. It's incredibly important. So as we move kind of beyond the initial crisis response, and we're still in crisis mode and responding to it, we will move into a recovery phase and a revitalization phase. And I think it's been very clear from the city council, from city leadership, that we're in this for the long haul. As things progress, it's not going to be overnight, but we'll continue to invest in our businesses who have just suffered so greatly during this period of time. Moving into the purple tier, we get that that is still a lot of restrictions. Nobody is back to normal. It just feels like a bit of a breath of fresh air for a moment here, because it has been such a difficult December and January as we moved into the regional stay-at-home orders. So what resources are there that you can take advantage of this go around? I'll start first with the federal programs that you probably know about. The Paycheck Protection Program, round 2 is open. So if you got one, go after another one. If you have not, apply for the first round. The best thing you can do is contact your banking organization. But if your bank is not participating in the PPP program, the Small Business Administration has a list of many different providers here in the Carlsbad area that you can work with. For all of these things that I'm talking about, I would suggest that you send us an email at business@carlsbadca.gov. Or you can email our economic development manager, Matt Sanford, which is matt.sanford@carlsbadca.gov. We have worked with almost 600 businesses in one-on-one settings to support them through the pandemic, and we will continue to do so until the health emergency is lifted. So the Paycheck Protection Program is a forgivable loan. You can use it for operating expenses. They've expanded what organizations can participate. That is the best way to get resources directly into your organization. And those forgivable loans, which means that if you follow certain conditions, it is just like a grant. Can be up to $10 million. And Carlsbad was incredibly successful in the first round, getting more PPP and higher dollar amount PPP loans to businesses than any other city in North County. And that is a credible testament to the collaboration that we've had with all of you in getting you tapped into those resources. The second big one is the California relief grants. And it's a bit of a rocky start. There was a flood of folks coming in that first window. And I know a lot of folks said it was too short of a window of time to be able to get in. And you're talking about, an incredibly large program from the state with over $500,000 committed towards it. That particular program is a straight grant. The dollar amounts are smaller than the PPP program, but it is reopening for round 2, February 2nd, and will be open until February 8th. Get working on your application now, get that into the queue, because there has been an onslaught of people that are participating there. But it is a very good grant program. As far as the county stimulus grant, as Christine said, there are still resources available in the 5th district. Carlsbad has done incredibly well there as well. About 200 companies have received across the board a little bit over $1 million total. And those grants have really help to uplift organizations during the toughest times. Definitely apply to that. And then the city has its own programs as well. The business loan program last Tuesday, we expanded additionally. So if you have not participated in the city's business loan program, you now can apply for a very low interest grant up to $50,000, or with certain conditions up to $10,000. We also raised the gross receipts cap. So if you're a business of under 5 million in gross receipts and 50 or less employees, you would qualify for, you likely will qualify for a business loan, and we still have capacity in that program. And if you're a very small business, 15 employees or less and $2 million, you can apply for a grant of, or apply for a loan of up to $10,000. And if you repay it within a short period of time, that's a 0 interest loan. So these are direct financial resources that the city are providing to support you. But I would say, as far as the capacity, do the PPP loan first, apply for the state grant, apply for the county grants. We're here to help as well and help you through that process. So again, send us an email at business@carlsbadca.gov. And then the last thing that I want to touch on really is the attempts at being flexible and adaptable. If you have any ideas that you think would be able to support you, the city council did last Tuesday provide direction for us to work with our businesses and business organization to explore whether the city should have a micro grant program and what that would cost, whether the city should have a rental assistance program. We do know, with the moratorium on evictions, there still are tenants and landlords that are struggling and having issues. We have a free mediation service for landlords and tenants as a part of our economic recovery program that we would love to connect you with as we begin to see us come out of this very difficult time. So those are a few options, but listen, we're here to help. We're here to support you, and I'm just so pleased to have seen how resilient our businesses have been. So pleased to see the level of communication and cooperation. We're going to be holding on January 27th another one of our webinars. We've done 6 so far, but on the 27th, we'll do one specifically on financial assistance with the Small Business Administration representative there. So join us for that. Check out our social media or email us, and we'll give you more details on that webinar, the best sources of information to get you the relief that you need.
Great. Thank you, David. That was very comprehensive. That's awesome. And just to let everybody know, if you are receiving our emails from CVA, joint communication number 26 went out this morning, was in your inbox at 9 a.m. In that is everything that David just gave you, including their email address, contact information, and also the link for the webinar.
Yes.
So that's on the 27th, which is tomorrow.
Yep.
What time?
3 o'clock, I believe.
So you can do the webinar, still make the farmer's market. So don't worry about that. Also, I have a resource page. Pete, I didn't tell you about this. Could we pop that up just real quickly? I put the City of Carlsbad Economic Development Office contact information, basically the email address, not a phone number. I also have the Small Business Development Center. As many of you know, we've worked with Daniel Fitzgerald and the folks over there, and they're a fantastic resource as well. They have webinars every day, 4 webinars, and then on demand right now regarding PPP, the California Relief Grant, and things like that. I think I have Pete up there for AV Works, so we want to make sure you see that, and then of course us. So thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. And we're going to have this recording on our website. Probably tomorrow. It'll be under our asset tab, so you can take a look at this again. Also, if you have any questions at all, you can email me, and I can always connect you with anyone at the city. I think that's one of the best things I do is be a liaison. So if I don't know the answer, I know who does. So I'll never give you an answer I don't know. I think that's it. So thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it. And I think now we're right on time. We're going to head into Barrio Glassworks. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your mic, we're going to sanitize it, and we're going to hand this off to Mary. And we'll go ahead, and I believe we are right on time. And I have a question from Sherry. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so what Sherry, I'm sure you didn't hear all that, but Sherry said that on Jim Desmond's site, county supervisor, he has information on more vaccination stations. And I know everyone's scrambling. My husband is extremely anxious trying to get an appointment. So up in North County. Great. Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you, David. All right, I am going to head on over and we're going to talk to Mary Devlin. And you can see Mary is working with Drew right now. And glass blowing is really it's a team sport. And so what's kind of fun about this is a family, husband, wife, and son. And so Mary's going to come over. We'll ask her a few questions regarding, going to get her a sanitized mic. Thank you. Great. Okay. So Mary, while we're chatting, Pete's going to go ahead and just kind of, not that we're not amazing, but don't you think they should be watching that instead? So we'll have them watch that instead, and I'll ask you a couple questions. And since it's a little noisy in here, make sure you have the microphone real close up to your mouth. So what I'd like everybody to know is, to start with, you do live glass blowing almost daily, classes eventually, right? Because right now, artists in residence and an amazing retail store that I wish we could roll the cameras into. Officially open the first weekend of December, the day of our Makers Market, and the stay-at-home order went in place the following day. So talk about great timing. But what I'd like everyone to know is kind of quickly, the story behind Barrio Glassworks and your trip to Murano, Italy, that inspired this entire endeavor. So and it is hot. It's lovely in here right now. Absolutely lovely. Mary, how much square footage do you have here? This is an amazing space. Yeah, I remember. Sounds, it's amazing space. And the mural on the outside of the wall is coming along. So that's beautiful. And you have so much parking here, such a great event space. And I have here, I'm going to throw Pete a curveball. And Pete, I don't know if you can, is it possible to show? So this is just, I mean, the retail store here is amazing. This is one of their beautiful vases or vases. There are champagne glasses, wine glasses, tumblers, there's everything. So Okay, I think we have something they want you to watch.
Right. This just centrifugal force is going to open that.
Wow. This looks so dangerous, but you make it look so amazing. Wow. That is something. Oh my word.
He's just heating it right there in front of the door. And they'll take it right off. They're going to come right behind the feet.
Isn't that great, Colleen? I know. It is so much fun to watch. So the thing that I love is people can come here, sit outside on a bench and watch what, and now what are they doing?
So now it goes into what's called the annealer. It's basically a cool down oven. So we keep it at around 900 degrees all day and then turn it down at night.
Okay. Okay. And then how long will it stay in the annealer? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So tell me about the live glass blowing. So obviously you have your beautiful patio here and people can come sit on the benches and watch you. Are there times, certain times or? Okay. I I was going to say, so if anyone's watching I know Pete is, he just binged the entire second season, I think, or first season. And it's called Blown Away on Netflix. It's all about glass blowing. So it's kind of like a cooking show for glass blowers. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Well, I think this is just fantastic. Oh, one other thing, as far as your retail store, what are some of the things you have in there? So I showed one vase, but there's so many things in there. Oh yeah. Yeah. You now have hearts. Okay. Oh, they're having a little trouble hearing you. Okay. Okay. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and continue just filming. And I want to let everybody know it is 9:30. I know people need to get on their way, get their businesses open. So thank you all for being here. If we can do anything for you, email is chris@carlsbad-village.com. And if you're not getting our emails, please just send me an email. I will put you on a B2B email list. Our Wednesday email goes out, newsletter goes out every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And just want to make sure you're connected with us so that we can keep you up to date as much as possible and be there for you when you need us. So thank you all very much. And I think, oh yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping by. The Village Association has done so much to support us and help us, and we really appreciate that. So thank you.
All right, everybody, go have a great purple day, and we'll see you all soon. Hi there. Looks like we still have about 30 people in watching, so that's great. We're going to stay on and see what we've got cooking here. Literally cooking. I understand that there were some audio issues with Mary when she was on, so we apologize for that. She was explaining some of how they're doing their live glass blowing daily and all of the things they have in the retail store, like vases and champagne buckets. And it's just a wonderful place for gifts. And it's just kind of fascinating. You can stand here for hours and watch what they do. And Barrio Glassworks is located at 3060 Roosevelt Street, just literally a block from Carlsbad Village Drive. Grab a smoothie at Beach City Smoothies or a yogurt at Froglanders and come on over, sit on the bench and watch them make some fun stuff. So, Gary, what are you making now? Another plate with color swirl. Okay.
He put color in the glass.
Color in the glass.
Then twisted it, and as a result, he got some gaps between his colors that he was trying to smooth out. That's why
Got it.
Because if you don't smooth them out, you can trap air bubbles in there. So
Okay. So that little thing is going to become a plate the size of the last one that he made. But this one will have colors in it. Wow. Does most of what you make go into your retail? You know,
that is our
that's
goal.
your goal? Yes.
That's sort of two aspects of it. We try to produce things that are in production, meaning that the glasses have matching sets and they all look alike and they match colors. And then we also allow people to make one-offs. So whatever Drew may feel like making it, whether it be a vase or a water pitcher or a bowl, he's welcome to just make whatever he wants. And then in general, most of that goes into our shop.
Okay. Wow. Would love to be able to come and do this. I'm not as coordinated as all of you though. That seems like quite the coordination effort.
Really great glass blowers tell us that even after 10 years, they still don't understand glass. So it's not a matter of learning coordination quickly with glass. It does what it wants to do.
Got it. Okay. Gosh, I'm dying to see this when it's finally done.
I don't know if Mary explained sort of the processes here, but what he's doing is using a wood block, which is a traditional glass blowing tool, and using it to cool the outside skin and stabilize the overall piece while still trying to maintain the inside heat of the core so he could blow it and get the size wall thickness that he wants.
And I notice he's not wearing gloves. So, I mean, it's just, where, where not to touch, I'm assuming.
You learn the hard way on that. But yes, the pipes are designed in a way that the heat migrates only about a foot and a half up, where you can see where the burn marks are. And then after that, it doesn't really get hot unless you stick your pipe all the way into the oven or all the way into the furnace. But the heat from the glass itself only will migrate about 12 to 14 inches up the pipe.
I think you'd have good shoulder muscles after doing this day in and day out.
The glass blowers that blow big pieces, really big pieces, do in fact wear gloves. Because as you saw earlier, I had to shield his arms because the glass is throwing off a lot of heat. And when I say a lot of heat, it's usually between 14 and 1900 degrees while we're working on it.
Wow. That is hot. He's just rolling it anywhere he can. And now he's blowing.
He's rolling the tip because the tip is the part that gets the hottest the fastest, since it's the first part into the oven and the last part out of the oven. And so if it's hotter than everything else, when he blows into it, the air will go there and we'll misshapen it. So he's cooling down the tip, and he's cooling down different parts that he wants to cool down using the steel tools or the steel plates of the marver, and then going in and trying to get heat evenly distributed throughout the bubble.
Sounds complicated. Okay, let me see how many people we have, and then we can. There's still 15 on. Okay, we're going to stay on and just for a little bit longer. I know if you're all like me, you want to see this turn into a plate. So now Gary's blowing into the tube while Drew does what he's doing. And we're so sorry that you weren't able to hear Mary earlier. She was talking about how the Murano, Italy trip years ago inspired Drew, her son, and then that caused them to take this incredible journey with glass blowing. And here they are years later with a 3,500 square foot facility with the studio, retail, event space, working with Palomar College, glass blowing there. And they're going to have artists in residence here. And I think we had mentioned the Blown Away, the Netflix. I now have to go watch that to learn a little bit more about this, since, you know, glass blowing is not in every community. So we're pretty special to have this here in our community. There are famous places throughout the country like Block Island, Lincoln City, Corning, New York. But now we can add Carlsbad Village to that as well. So learning about this is actually kind of neat. Also, the goal for Barrio Glassworks is also to do private events. So keep that in mind as they get going. Wouldn't it be great to have a birthday party here, a glass blowing private event? And I wish you could all be in here and hear it. It's very, a lot of noises going on, and nice and warm and toasty warm in here. It's like a dance, right? Watching them back and forth. It's like they're, wow. Okay, so now it's looking more like a bowl. See, I would say he's making a ball.
Start out as bowls, and then you expand them, open them up to make plates.
They start out as bowls, you open them up, expand them to become plates. It's kind of like a, oh, this is kind of, this is neat, Pete, when he brings the paddle in, and I think he's gonna.
It's really nice. You got a new one to make it smoke more for us.
This makes me want barbecue. All right, so let's see what he's gonna do. Oh, wow. So the paddle's on fire. So this is gonna become a plate. Never would have thought that. All right, we still have almost a dozen people watching, so we're going to stay with this. We have a dozen people, so I think they all want to see one more plate. Yeah, and then they'll sign off and get going. Can you go in just a little closer? I wish I could see the fire coming out of that. This is almost like watching a sport. They're up, down. Yeah, it's like a dance, up, down, up, down. He's going to use the poles to open the door. Well, if it's 2,200 degrees, I'd be using a pole too. Look at that. It's actually on fire. Yeah, look at that. So that is going to become a plate. Oh, it's smoking. So that's a pretty bowl. And this is just for one plate. Think if you need a set of 16. Okay, so now he's opening the doors very carefully. And now it's getting bigger and bigger. Can you get closer? Okay, get closer. Watch how big this gets. So now it's becoming a plate, turning from a bowl into a plate. Voila. Wow. That's so neat. Wow, the colors are beautiful. Yeah. Yes, mesmerizing. All right. I think we're almost done, and then it'll go in the annealer. Okay. And then goes in the annealer and we're done. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Wow. All right, now into the annealer. Tap it and wow. Oh, it's beautiful. And then into the annealer to cook. All right. Good job, you guys. That was fun. Thank you, Gary and Drew. All right. Well, anyone who's still on, come on by and watch them live. It's a lot of fun. Thank you, folks.